A company raised $12 million in Series A funding. 18 months later, the bank account had $47,000 left. They had burned through $50 million in total capital. Series A plus revenue plus a bridge round they took in desperation. The CEO blamed the market. The board blamed the CEO. But the real failure? There was no CFO in the room for the first 14 months. This is the faceless CFO. Today, the story of how a company almost died. And the 5 financial mistakes that killed it. The company. I will call them Novatech Solutions, an AI-powered logistics startup. Founded in 2023. Strong product. Real customers. Revenue growing 30% quarter over quarter. They raised a $12 million Series A at a $40 million valuation. 35 employees at the time of funding. The CEO was a brilliant technical founder, a gifted engineer with 0 finance experience. There was no CFO. Finance was handled by a part-time bookkeeper who came in twice a month. That was the first red flag. Mistake number 1. Hiring ahead of revenue. Within 3 months of funding, headcount went from 35 to 92. Monthly payroll jumped from $280,000 to $780,000. The CEO's logic: we have the money. We need to scale fast. The CFO logic: if one had existed, payroll is a fixed cost. Revenue is variable. You just tripled your burn rate with 0 revenue guarantee. Cash runway went from 24 months to 9 months, overnight. Mistake number 2. No cash flow forecast. Nobody was tracking cash. No 13-week forecast. No monthly cash position report. The CEO looked at the bank balance and said, "We still have millions, but millions evaporate fast at $780,000 a month." By month 6, they had burned through $4.7 million. And nobody noticed, because nobody was looking at the trajectory. Mistake number 3. Revenue recognition fantasy. Revenue was growing, on paper. But DSO was 72 days and climbing. Enterprise clients were on 90-day payment terms. The P&L showed $2.1 million in quarterly revenue. The bank account told a different story. Cash collected, $1.3 million. The $800,000 gap was trapped in receivables. If you watched our video on cash flow versus profit, this is exactly that scenario playing out in real time. Mistake number 4. The vanity office. Month 8. The CEO signs a 5-year lease on a premium office space, $45,000 a month. His reasoning: we need to look like a real company for enterprise clients. The CFO math: that is $2.7 million in committed lease obligations on a company burning $780,000 a month, with 7 months of runway. The office was beautiful. The math was catastrophic. Mistake number 5. The bridge round trap. Month 12. Cash is running out. The CEO raises a $6 million bridge round at a down round valuation. Existing investors diluted. New investors get liquidation preferences. The bridge buys 6 more months. But the burn rate has not changed. They are now spending $850,000 a month. Office Lease Plus continued hiring. The bridge does not solve the problem. It delays it. Month 14. The board finally forces the hire. A CFO arrives. First week. Builds a 13-week cash forecast. Discovers 4 months of runway left. Identifies $180,000 per month in cuts that will not affect revenue. Renegotiates 3 vendor contracts. Implements weekly cash reporting. Starts an AR collection campaign. DSO drops from 72 days to 45 days in 8 weeks. Burn rate cut by 40%. Revenue continues growing because the cuts targeted overhead, not delivery. Month 18, the company stabilizes. Runway extended to 14 months. But $50 million was burned to learn lessons that a day one CFO would have prevented. 5 lessons from this disaster. Lesson 1. Hire a CFO before you need one. By the time you are in financial trouble, it is already too late. Novatech waited 14 months. The damage was done in the first 6. Lesson 2. Forecast cash weekly, not monthly. The 13-week rolling forecast is your survival document. If Novatech had one from day 1, they would have seen the cliff 6 months early. Lesson 3. Revenue is not cash. Track DSO. Track collections. Track the gap between what you have earned and what you have actually received. $2.1 million on the P&L means nothing if only $1.3 million is in the bank. Lesson 4. Fixed costs are permanent. Revenue is not. Never triple your burn rate on hope. Every hire should have a revenue justification, not just a headcount plan. Lesson 5. The vanity trap. Every dollar spent on image is a dollar, not spent on survival. A $45,000 monthly office does not impress enterprise clients. Delivering on time does. Novatech survived. Barely. $50 million burned to learn 5 lessons that cost nothing to know in advance. Do not be Novatech. Get these fundamentals right from day 1. If this story hit close to home, hit subscribe. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. Drop a comment. Have you ever seen a company burn through cash like this? I read every comment. Next video. The CFO who saved a startup from bankruptcy. The other side of this story. See you there.